Done. Why am I wearing my cape on the side? Like, come on. What's happening? How are you doing? How have you been? How are the holidays taking you? How much of the drinking have you been drinking? Anyway, none of my business. Do whatever you want to do. Live your life however you want to live it. I ain't got no problem with that. That's your life. Wacha sasa nirudi kwa ile kitu nimezoea kufanya. So, I've been thinking about this. I decided today on this video, let me talk about this because hii ni kitu ambaye many people have questions about. So tunakuanga na ile part ya life ya mtu ama a successful person. They share about their struggles. Kuna wakati nilikuwa napitia, went through this hard time, and then I got here. There's a part there they live as to the reason why they succeed. Now, today, I'm going to be sharing that part from my life. Notice how I put myself in the successful people category. Key. Anyway, let's have this conversation. Let's talk about this. So, nimefanya video hapa hivi and I talked about my struggle a couple of years back, zile vitu nilikuwa napitia, all the issues and life is a journey. Life brings you whatever it brings you, you just take it and move on with it and figure out how to make it work. And, here you are. So for me, this is what happened. So I've shared this. I was going through this back and forth. I wasn't really, okay. So I was going through this life wave. Life is like a sea. It gives you, kuna time it's calm. There's another time there is tides. There's another time it's just crazy out there in the sea. So that's life. It happens like that for everybody. Everybody, kila mtu mwenye ninajua, everyone you know, including yourself. It's up and down and up and down, and that's just the journey of life. It is what it is. Hiyo hakuna kitu unaweza fanya. What you can do is to have a very strong vessel. That means you to be able to endure through the seasons. When it's calm, when it's rainy, when it's stormy, when it has tides, and when the seas get crazy. You have a very solid vessel that will help you maneuver through it all to the very end. Okay? So, mimi nilikuwa kwa hizo moments. So, I was going through my moments. Kama kawaida, ups and downs. And then I lost everything and I went back home. And I came back and started over. But there is something that happened that I have never shared with anyone. So, listen out. This is my secret. So, what happened? So, wakati nilikuwa sasa on my comeback, I started looking at my life. Now, this is a principle that I learned from church, but I decided to apply it in my life. So, I come back, I'm starting my life over. Nimefika sasa place yenye I really need change, because nimepitia hizi vitu zote, nimepitia hizi mashida zote, nimepitia hizi ups and downs zote, nimekuwa na back and forth, and now I need something different. At this point, I knew deep down that I wanted something different. I was tired of going through the same motions. And I was just exhausted. Nilikuwa nimebeat, nilikuwa tu ile point yenye, I just need something new. Kunywa kitu kwanza. It's a good drink. So, I got this principle from church. From the Bible. It's in the Bible. Honor your father and mother, and it shall be well with you. I wanted my life to be well. Bro, I was getting older. I was now at almost mid-30s. I'm still going through the stress, the pain, all these things, and I couldn't understand because deep down I believed I was a noble person. I was working hard. I was this moral human being. I wanted to do things right. I mean, the works, I can talk about it here for years, but just follow the story, okay? Usikue na mbio. Najua shida yenu ni ati mko na mbio sana. By the way, before uendelee, just subscribe to this channel. Allah. So, here I am. Nimekapitia, and I wanted change. I wanted something different. I'd been going through the motions for so long. And looking at that verse in the Bible, and I learned this from church because there was something that happened at church that I saw, you know, hiyo ni story yenye it's a bit spiritual. You might not understand with your rational mind, so I'll leave that to my own, knowledge. So I started thinking, what is it that I've been doing wrong? What is it that is holding my life back? Ni nini hii inanizuia kusonga mbele? Again, this video is not for everyone. And I realized that I needed my parents' blessings. All through life nimekuwa nikiishi, nimekuwa nikipitia hii life, but I had never really received that parental blessing. Most people take their money and they go to church and they are prayed for. Wengine you see this everywhere. Mwingine anaenda kutafuta nyota yake kwa church fulani. Mwingine anaenda kwa mganga because they want something different for their lives. For me, I went home. I went home and I told my dad, hey, listen, this coming weekend, I have something for you. I would like to just have a cookout and have, a family get together. So I invited my siblings. By that time, they were doing so well in their lives. Kila mtu alikuwa na maisha yake, but I was the one who was struggling. So I invited them over. I told my dad, hey, invite your friends. I'm going to cook for you guys, and deep down I knew what I wanted to do. So I just said that it was like a blank statement. So I invited my siblings over. I didn't tell them what they were coming to do, but I just invited them over. Now, I remember I said that this time they were doing very, very well in their lives. And I was the only one who was struggling so much, like with life and, just whatever. So this day comes, I get up early, nikaingia jikoni, and I started just making a meal, like a feast. And my old man, of course, seated there, he called his friends, Nini, they came over, and we ate, my siblings didn't show up because, again, they were busy, they had busy lives, but, that was not their business, it was my business, because I understood the principle called honoring your father and mother. I wanted it to be well with me. I was done with the struggle. Nilikuwa nimechoka manze. Bro, nilikuwa na struggle hadi nilikuwa naona mabeste wangu hivi kwa rodi. Wase ninajua for a long time wananichenga. Because according to them, walikuwa wananiona ni kama nitakuja kuwaomba do. I was down evil. And so kila mtu nilikuwa namuona hadi kwa rodi anachenga. At one point I even I was leading, I was in the worship team. At one point, this EU inaniuma, but at one point, even my own Pasi, he literally saw me coming and took a left. And I was like, enough is enough. Something has to change. And so I did that. I called these guys. Of course, my siblings didn't show up, but my dad was there, and that was all I needed. And his friends were there. So wakakula, wakashiba. Once they were full, I did now what I came to do. And that was ask for my dad's blessing in front of everyone. Now, there's something in the Bible, in the Genesis, the book of Genesis, where Jacob went and slaughtered his fathers ama his lamb, nienda akachinja tu kambuzi, akakuja akapatia mzae, akakula akashiba, akambless. Is that part of the Bible? Now hiyo blessing yeye alipewa ilifaa kuendea bro yake ule wa kwanza Esau. Sasa umse akapata hiyo blessing na akajitoa, because there is something in a parent's blessing that once you get it, imanishi maisha itakuwa atifit, itakuwa imenyololoka, but it will be well with you wherever you go. So mi nilienda kwa mzazi, I told him, once he was eaten, he was full, nini, I told him, hey, mzai, listen, the reason I called this meeting is because I want your blessing. I want you to bless me. I have been struggling in my life. I've been going through ups and downs, and I just want your blessing because I want it to be well with me. Enough of the struggle, enough of the pain. I want it to be well with me. And I came here today to honor you, and so that I can get your blessing. Now, that was the hardest moment that was the hardest thing that I ever did. The hardest, asking for my old man's blessing. Listen, just going there on my knees and telling him, Mzee, I need your blessing. Life ilikuwa imenihumiliate enough. I was willing to do this moment. I was willing to go down here. If going down on my knee for 10 minutes was going to change the rest of my life, then so be it. I was willing to go through the humiliation. I opened up and I talked to, my dad's friends, this particular friends he'd invited. They didn't know me from way back. They didn't know my history. Pengine kuambiwa. So I told him, hey, mzee, I just need your blessing. The Bible has told me that Jacob fed Isaac. And when Isaac was full, he blessed Jacob. I want that blessing because I want it to be well with me. And let me tell you something, my friends. That moment of humiliation, that moment of me going down on my knees, that moment of pouring my all out there is the moment I can look back to and say that was the moment my life changed. That moment right there. Everything about my life changed from that day. That is the day that when I came back from home that weekend is when I started baking. That's the day I started what I do today. Because remember, I cooked the meals for my dad and his friends. My siblings didn't show up. In fact, they came up later in the night, drunk as fuck, and they asked me, hey, umetuitia hapa nini? And I was like, amwezi elewa. I had already gotten the blessing, and I knew from that day something was about to change. I knew it. So when they came home and they were asking me, hey bro, ulikuwa unatuitia nini manze? I just looked at them and I was like, you have no idea, and you will never know. I said that with a smile. 2 days later, I got off home and I traveled back. And about a week or two later, I started baking. And that moment right there has built all this. That moment right there has brought me all these blessings. Because things started working for me. Of course, after that, my dad got ill and he passed on. About, I think, probably a year later. Because that was in 2018. Yeah, that was a year later. My dad passed on. But I was peaceful that I had gotten the blessing. Because from that day onwards, it has been well with me. Not that sijapitia, not that hakuja kuwa na mashida. No. Yeah, old man passed on. I married. The marriage didn't work. And all those other things I had to go through. But guess what? In spite of all that, it was well with me. That was my life changer. Now I'm doing this video to share this as a secret. This is something that I did. This was the moment I can always look back to and say, this moment is very critical in my life, because at this moment is when things began to work out. I can look to that moment and say, this was my defining moment. After going through the life struggles, life journey, up and down, bila mbele wala nyuma, I would go 2 steps up and 3 steps back, and it would be back and forth every year of my life. But this time I was 33. And that was the moment that changed my life. Now, the reason I'm doing this video is sababu I was watching a sermon by Bishop Ben wa JCM. I love that guy so much because yuko inspiring in so many ways. So many people hate him, but shauri yenu, I like him so much. I don't go to church, don't get me wrong. Mimi nimesawaka mnyweso na maisha yangu tu. But this guy really speaks into my life. So I was watching him a couple of Sundays ago and he was preaching. It's a clip I saw on TikTok actually. Na alikuwa anasema, unaweza shinda church ukiomba in tongues, ukipiga manini mitasho from here to there and back, and still miss it because you do not have your parents' blessing. Unaweza toa mamilioni kwa church, ujenge machurch manini, ujenge mabuilding kubwa kubwa, upeane kwa orphanages and children's homes and all that, and nothing is working in your life because you have not honored your parents. You have not honored your father and mother. Today is a Sunday, I can preach. God damn it. Receive the message. Naka huwezi toka hapa. I wanted to say something bad, nikakumbuka naongea kuhusu Bible. Listen, no matter what happens in your life, even the Bible says, honor your father and mother, and it shall be well with you. I don't know who needs to hear this message today. Let me be a pastor, for real. But I'm saying it honestly and from my heart. Just listen out. Whatever, you can be doing so many good things in the community, and your life still remains the same. You can be a church goer, diligent. I was diligent. I served my younger years, my 20s. I mean, all my 20s, I spent in church. I was serving God. I was diligent. I would go to schools. I would preach. I would sing. I had music recorded. Good music, by the way. But things were not working because I had no parental blessing. Sikuwa na blessing ya mzae. Now, most of you today, you're planning to travel home, ama you're watching this from home. Umekaa hivi ukaboeka ukaingia YouTube ukapatana na hiki kisura. Oh yeah, listen, while you're at home during this festive season, I want you to do something. I want you to honor your parents. Go and ask for their blessing. Kneel down before them wakati you guys are having your Christmas dinner. Just go, humble yourself. Toa hiyo pride umekuwa nayo ya Nairobi. Go down and ask mzee, hey bro, hey listen to me sir, I need your blessing. Things might even be going well for you today. Like I said, my siblings, they were all doing well in life. They were all doing so well. Let me tell you how well they were doing. Every time we gathered together, I looked like I was the last born of the family, yet mimi ndio firstborn. My body, nothing was working. Mpaka mwili yangu ilikuwa imenikataa. Like I was super thin. Sikuwa na mbele, sikuwa na nyuma. I was just out. Things were not working. I would get into a relationship, it would fail. Well, I'm not saying it worked. I mean, but listen, I'm just, you get the point. Get whatever point you get from this, because it is a very important video that I'm making today. It is not spiritual. It is not spiritual at all. This is a principle. It is a principle that I'm sharing with you. Even if it's working for you, even if things are working out, and you're touching this in a workout, you still need your parents' blessing. You still need to go and ask your dad, especially your dad if he's in your life. Go and kneel down before him and say, bro, I need your blessing because I want it to be well with me. Whether things are working out or not, because that is a secret. That will change your life. That right there will change your life. You see, after receiving my dad's blessings, si ati vitu zilianza tu kuwork instantly. No, I still went through my moments. But regardless of it, whatever I went through, it was well with me. I started doing these videos immediately after my ex-wife left. I was broken. I was in pain. But I was certain in my heart that it is well with me. That's why I'm still here. Years later, not broken, healed, happy, peaceful, living an abundant life, succeeding in business, succeeding in life. I don't worry about what is going on in the country. Apparently this year, they say the economy has been the lowest. But guess what? It has been well with me. Sijawahi lala njaa. Sijawahi lala njaa. Sijawahi toka nimerarukiwa. I ride my motorcycle on the highway. Mi si ati mi ni mjanja sana. Mi si professional. But I leave this house, I go out, and I come back. It is well with me because I received a blessing. I gave myself a gift of receiving my father's blessing in 2018. Yeah. That's why when things are going down and everyone is complaining and life is getting harder, I am peaceful knowing that it is well with me. I don't know about tomorrow. I don't know about 2025. But one thing I know is that it is well with me. Because I did something that changed my life. Regardless of what I go through, I have a peace in my heart. I sleep well at night. I sleep super well at night. Because it is well with me. I have found so much favor with people I never thought I would ever sit down with. Because it is well with me. And my secret, I honored my father. Not my pastor, my father, biological dad. I went in and I got the blessing. I was like Jacob. I slaughtered, I cooked, and I took it to him. He ate, he was full, and he blessed me. I didn't even need to take him money. I see people taking money and all this. You don't even need a sherehe. Just do something from your heart. I didn't have the money to give mzee. I didn't. Only had enough money to cook him a meal, and I did. And my life has been good since. Things began to work for me. About my siblings, I don't want to talk about that. But you can figure that out for yourself. And I was thinking about this the other day, and I realized, and somebody told me, kuna mtu aliniambia during hiyo, one of my dad's friends said something that I will never forget. Aliniambia, what you have done, wengine wamepuuza. Very soon, watakuja kuelewa. And today, that's the thing. Today, that is my reality. Yeah. So, my people, I know you watch this content and sometimes it's entertaining, it's funny. It makes you laugh. Sometimes it makes you hate me. But today I just wanted to get deep. Tuko December manze. Ama pengine ni pombe inaongea. But the thing is, as you go home, as you're chilling at home, get your parents' blessing. It will be well with you. The Bible says, honor your father and mother, that your days may be added. Forget about that. But I like the next part, that it may be well with you. I did that, and today it is. Easy kitu spiritual, si mi si pastor wa church yoyote, but I'm just telling you, this has been my secret. I have seen people on TikTok going off on their parents. I saw a guy just earlier this week akisema sijui alipatiaga mzae wake pesa ngapi, zikapotea, and according to him anaonanga kama mzazi anajifanyanga ni kama hata hananga deni yake, and he is so offended hata haendagi home. Bro, that the blessing that man has for you is nothing compared to the money you think you lost giving him. And I'm telling you this straight up. Hiyo do unadhani alichukua akakula ama akakunywa ikapotea, blessing yake haitoshani, ni kubwa kuliko hiyo do. So stop being a petty ass motherfucker and go back to that man and ask for his blessing, because his blessing will bring you it will bring you more money than you can ever imagine. Wacha kuwa mjinga ati juu ulimpatia 200k. 200k is nothing compared to the blessing he carries. So you're going to live your life offended, that man will be gone in a few years. Hivyo tu ndio iko. You're going to live your life here offended. Oh, mzee alifanya, mzee anakunywaga. Are you stupid? Do you know what he carries that he can pour into your life, and things will be so good for you, you will not even consider that as a loss. You will look at it as a blessing. Most of you are so angry at your parents, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter what they did. They carry something that you need in your life for the rest of it. They're not going to be there in your life as you go on, unless ujiue. They're going to be there for a long time. So now that you have them, get whatever they have. Get their blessing. You may not get land and all this inheritance nonsense, but you will have something that will sort you for the rest of your life. You will have so much more that your life will be so good, you will be wondering, my goodness, why didn't I do that early? Make it intentional as you go home for Christmas, that you want your dad's blessings in your life. It doesn't matter where he is. Anaweza kuwa mlevi chakari. Go to him and tell him, oya, mbaie kanyama ashibe. Mshikie taska zake baridi umwekee hapo. Mwambie kabla umeze hizi mzae, ni bless. Ni bless because nataka maisha yangu ikuwe poa. Ni bless sababu uko na blessing yangu. Niekelee tu mkono unibariki. Alafu uendelee kumeza umeze hizi taska nimekubaia roho safi na mimi niishie. That moment could change the rest of your life. Hata endelee tu na maisha yake, but he will give you something that no one will ever give you in life. My dad can never come back to give me the blessing. That's why he gave it to me before he left. And I can say for sure, it is well with me. You may agree with this video or not. I don't give a fuck. That's on you. You want to live your life the way you're living? Shauri yako. I just gave you the secret, the reason as to why you're looking at me smiling today. In the middle of what we are going through, you see me smiling. From the very first video I started doing here, after going through the hardest moment of my life, listen, after going through that moment, I came and turned off the camera. You see me smiling even as I do the video. Hata kama nilikuwa nimelewa chakari, you see me smiling. You know why? because it is well with me, that I can afford a smile in the middle of pain. That is a blessing that no one can take away from me. Enjoy yourself. Have a Merry Christmas. Go enjoy yourself with your family. Have fun. And I'll see you in the next video.